I'm taking a 40-day vow of chastity, abstinence.
40
Did
days?
you know about this?
Okay. Have you
Jesus
told
Christ.
anyone?
Your
Is
fucking
this-
wife of 2 weeks. You're now taking a 40 days
Yeah.
abstinence vow.
Yeah. Ooh, welcome to Motherfunkler. Yours truly here, Atomic Chili Sauce, downtown Trevor Brown. To my right, the angel of death,
Yes.
Niklaus Sedul.
Nick Klaus. I like it.
I do too.
You know, my mother is a quarter German, so I can take it.
We're bringing it. So, and then, yeah, to my left here, some sort of guardian angel, DJ Pumpernickel. Is that right?
It
Did I
is
get right?
pumpernickel. Let me tell you, that is one of my favorite breads that I've now found is pumpernickel bread. Have you ever tried it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is exceptional.
That's your favorite bread?
Now,
When,
yeah.
when you're
detested it.
peckish, you
This
can
is
eat
the
some
problem
pumpernickel.
that I have with you.
It's
fucking bullshit. You think everything is so great that
No.
nothing has value.
Peckish pumpernickel, peckish
so for-
pumpernickel, peckish pumpernickel.
You're doing a good job.
For the last few years, I've been enjoying sourdough bread, and now, for some reason, I think it's the last 3
Dude,
weeks,
I don't know, bro.
I've just developed a palate.
fucking rye, bro.
Let me
yeah,
tell you-
pumpernickel's a form of rye, right?
Rye's number one.
Oh,
Well, but then there's the swirl, which is rye and pumpernickel.
You can do rye pumpernickel. So my whole bread education came from pom poms, actually.
Yeah.
And straight up rye, like eating at Cat's Deli or something. Rye was my jam.
yeah.
Fucking rock and roll.
But what I can say is that I've now gone to another extreme. Pumpernickel, I thought, was actually a very easy transition from sourdough. But the last few days, I've gone to the dark side. Not to your dark side, but to Trevor's. He's mentioned to me a few times that I should try apple cider vinegar.
Oh yeah.
And because he has it 4 times a day. And I was like, listen, I bought the Bragg capsules because I just can't take the smell of apple cider vinegar. And for the last 3 days in the mornings, I've been having it. And I have developed a palate for it.
It's the same thing as Jaeger.
Uh,
You just gotta.
I mean, Jaeger's
Pony
so much
up.
fucking better.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I spent a lot. Like I have battled with acid reflux since I was in high school, and one emergency treatment for acid reflux is to ask a bar if you're partying for just a shot of straight vinegar because it neutralizes acid immediately. So I've done that numerous times. It's fucking disgusting.
As your unofficial health advisor, just drink baking soda and water. It'll pH your body.
I mean,
You should
yeah,
do it every day, every
Dude.
morning.
fair enough. But if you take a literal shot of vinegar, whatever acid attack you're having is gone.
so like
immediately.
a tablespoon?
No, a shot.
Oh,
because
okay.
I can take a shot, one shot of fucking anything. Like, bring it on. Like, I've taken shots of the most disgusting shit you can ever fucking imagine. You ever have a match shot?
No.
Gorilla,
You know what a match shot is?
Gorilla
No.
juice.
I know you know what a match
Gorilla
shot is.
juice.
So a match shot is the black rubber mat that they have that they make all the drinks on top of. They pour that into a shot glass. That's a
Oh.
match shot.
It's like when somebody hits their 21st birthday. You
Yeah,
give them
Yeah,
a match
whatever is
shot.
going.
So I've
yeah.
done that.
Cement mixer,
Yeah, yeah.
shit like that.
Cement,
Oh.
dude, cement mixer is fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Also, you know what a cement mixer is?
Do you know what a screaming pelican is?
I
think
love
you
this.
just-
I
think
love
you
this because we've actually lived like a party lifestyle.
The DJ
and
Pumpernickel
we
has
get to
them?
introduce Pumpernickel into all the
Pumpernickel.
fucking
Yeah.
rad
The
shit.
only thing that you guys have done for me, which has been really good, is one is Jaegers. So that has been something that I've now developed, and I must say that I gave you guys a commitment last year that I will develop a palate for it, and I think I'm there. And then the last few days, Trevor has been talking about
ACV.
he's been saying, I got to
ACV.
have this apple cider vinegar, and I really detest it. And this, the last few mornings, I take 2 tablespoons into a glass of, a very, very large glass of water with some lemon, and it's been
Primo.
been good. Yeah, no, I can do
Why
it.
are you doing it?
Trying to keep the insulin levels
My
down.
guess would be that some
You know that.
fucking nerd
Yeah.
influencer told him that it was fucking cool.
No,
that
he's-
would be my guess.
He's
Not
educated
you.
me.
You're not you're an influencer, I guess, but
Yeah.
not a nerd influencer. I mean, stop.
Well-
You're on Instagram, you do a podcast, you're an influencer. Whether or not, you're that level, you are. What I think is more along the lines of a fucking McConaughey or some fucking nerd told you that this was cool.
No, it was Trevor and I. Every now and then,
It's an age-old trick to
You
keep
know.
your insulin from spiking.
Yeah.
It curbs your appetite.
yeah, he gave me that reason. I thought, okay, I'll
it
try it
helps
out.
with microbiome. It's got a host of holistic applications.
So holistic.
You can pour it on anything.
I like that.
All right, so today we're at Fiddler's Green, broadcasting
We haven't
live.
even announced that yet during the show.
Everybody's excited about what we have to say. Yeah, we're at Fiddler's Green. This is one of my favorite places. The Wizard of Ed is here, of course, and the always intuitive Muse. We're joined with our friends AJ, Bri. What's
Ben.
Tay? Ben is back there. Tay, what's the?
It's at Bathroom Babe.
At Bathroom Babe. Cammy
Cammy's
Rita and Miss Linda.
My wife, who, by the way, I think has like the best fucking Twitter handle. It's at predictably unpredictable. Like, she got that. That's fucking rad, right? Almost as cool as Orlando Trivia, for which is my handle. Like,
That's pretty cool.
she did it to try and promote our Boston Terrier, but then she just like ignored it. Our Boston is so fucking sexy. He could have been the way I make money now, but she just let it go. So, anyway, carry on.
All right, I've lost my train of thought thinking about your sexy Boston Terrier.
I mean, he's really fucking sexy.
I don't know. I think people's dogs are like people's kids. Their parents really love them and child worship them, but everybody else
I
fucking
think
hates them.
a step beyond what you just said. I think not only are you correct, you're like really correct.
Yeah.
Like, and you're demonstrably correct. It's not common or polite for me to say how ugly people's children are.
Right.
Most of them are fucking ugly.
I got to be honest. I really don't like your dog, and I'm even more so jealous about your relationship with your dog.
And that makes me feel good. Both of those
Really?
things. Like the fact that you think my dog is not as sexy as I think he is, but you're also jealous about my relationship shows my true bond with the dog. And that makes me feel good, man. I like it.
All right. I'm happy we've addressed this topic.
Fair enough. How
Well-
you feeling about that PR? PR is
But-
just like, I love everybody so
no.
much.
My sense is that people actually love their dogs more than they love their kids.
Of course they do.
When I
a
see
kid is a fucking nightmare.
When
A dog, like, a dog loves you no matter what, and they die with you having a lot of life left.
Well, the
Like,
dog.
it's the perfect scenario. A kid is a death sentence. It's there forever. The whole time that you're alive, here's this stupid kid. And you know what? I'll tell you. I'll be fair. Like 10% of kids are good, where you'd be like, oh man, my son Jimmy is going to do a good job. But most kids are a fucking nightmare. And now you have to live with this nightmare
So, you know,
for the rest of your life.
talking about that because for me, and I've said this to you guys many times.
I know you have 2 kids. They're both awesome. Whatever.
Yeah, but success for me is to be a great dad, and I've said this to many times, right?
Yes.
And
so
one-
many times.
I mean, a lot of times.
But one of the things that I kind of contemplate every now and then when I'm sitting in
is how sad it is that you relate your own personal success just to the success of your children.
that as well, but also is also if you could go back in time, we talked
Yes.
about Back to the Future,
Oh,
but
88 miles per hour, baby. Let's go.
If I could go back in time, or if I could go forward in time,
All right, Huey.
if I had a choice, and the thing, I really think that the thing that I'd love to know what my ancestors and forefathers, were about. I would like that, right? Go back in time. Huey Lewis and the News.
There you go. That was only 4 seconds. We won't get flagged for that
Yeah.
shit. We're good.
But I really for just because I'm so curious about what my kids are gonna be like in 50 years time, I would actually choose, if you gave me a choice to say, do you want to go back or do you want to go forward?
I think you run the risk of being thoroughly disappointed.
But you
That
know,
would be my initial my response is I don't think you want that. Like I know you and that you can take a turd and make it so positive and shine it up that it's now a piece of gold to you. I know that's your superhuman strength is just taking a pile of shit and making it positive.
I saw the Mythbusters polish a turd. It's legit. You can actually polish a turd.
I mean, you can anything is
polishable
at its core a fucking element. You can do whatever you want. But my point is you could take a pile of garbage,
Sure.
a pile of garbage and make it into whatever you want it to be. That's your superhuman skill, PR. If you take a realistic look at it, I think most children don't end up matching what you'd want your kids to be. That sounds terrible to me.
You know, you say that, but I have no thought or kind of hope, desire for them to be anything. I just want them to be, you know, just happy with who they are, to be a positive, to make a positive contribution to society. I want
So
them to,
you just want to follow in your footsteps because most people are not happy with who they are. Most people are not happy with where their life has gone.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I would argue with you. I would say that most people are.
If they are, it's not because they're actually proactively happy. It's because they've let go of any expectation that they had for greatness. Because most people are born, live their entire life in misery, and just fucking die. Like that is most people. There's very few that actually see what they want to do and do it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that. I think each person is, you know, should and does have their own kind of circle that they would like to feel valued. Each has their own discipline in terms of what they want to achieve.
Their own personal feeling of value is something that matters.
Yeah. So
they need people around them to feed the idea of them being valued.
Yeah. So you create your circle. You create your family. You have your spouse. You have your kids.
I see.
You have your parents.
And I like it. This is kind of one of the core ideas that I have. People build families so that they have people around them to tell them that they have value. Like what you're saying is that you need people around them to tell you that they have value.
So how about this, man? I'm taking a 40-day vow of chastity, abstinence.
40
Did
days.
you know about this?
Okay. Have you
Jesus
told
Christ.
anyone?
Your
Is
fucking
this-
wife of 2 weeks, you're now taking a 40 days
Yeah.
abstinence vow.
Yeah.
Like, so that includes masturbation, includes sex.
Yeah.
It includes, how about bringing other people to orgasm? Does that include that?
No, nothing at all.
Okay, so you can do whatever to her,
No.
just nothing to your body.
No, nothing at all.
So you're living 40 days now.
We've done this before, together.
Yeah?
Yeah. Do you have any questions about this? Can I explain anything to you?
Please explain all of it.
What
to
do you
me.
want to hear?
So, I mean, just give me a logistic. Like, so nothing sexual, neither one of you.
Well, she can do whatever she
Well,
wants.
she can masturbate, but she can't achieve orgasm through you in any way, shape, or form. Correct?
So in the past, let me. I guess let's backtrack, and I'll lead this a little bit more. Before I met Amanda, I spent some time. I was spending a lot of time at the gym, and while I was at the gym, imagining what the barbershop would look like, and kind of simultaneously, I was on my own, self-taught, initiated vow of abstinence, and I wanted to attempt to take the energy that I would use to during that time to create something else.
Fair.
And it really, like, with all that off of the table. So this is like 40 Days and 40 Nights. Have you seen the movie?
Yes. I've
So
seen the movie.
with all of the distractions off the table, I could fully commit to creatively investing mentally everything into the barbershop. A prize at the end of that accidentally was Amanda. I think by removing the need for sexual connection in any way, shape, or form. So hear me before I go down that road.
I mean, it just
hear me out on this. I heavily believe in the universe, however you want to say it. Some people say God. I say universe. I don't like the implications with God. But if you're constantly jerking off, you're telling the universe that you don't need that energy. You're handling yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you remove that and you still want it, the universe will provide that for you. And so Amanda...
Everybody's listening to this, right? Like you guys hear it. Okay.
Amanda magically showed up, and it was perfect and ideal. I've actually a dear friend of ours, after he understood that I had done this, he did it, and now he's been with a chick for 3 or 4 years. So after the non-drinking Christmas into now, reshaping my body and mind, I've just and getting married, I've decided it's a good time to go back to the drawing board as far as creativity, and really focus internally, not only on business but other creative projects that I want to do, and wipe that from the table at least for 40 days and see what magic comes of that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe in the universe fucking providing for anything, nor any sort of religion.
That's established.
What I do think is that I do think that biochemically my body is different if I jerk off or I don't, if I have sex or I don't. I do think that there is waves of like ability that comes and goes, and you can feel, I think, a maximum of that if you refrain from... I do think jerking off comes with not only the physical release but also some sort of mental like shame. So to stop that does, I think, increase your ability to continue. I don't think it has anything to do with the fucking universe giving you anything whatsoever.
Yeah, my sense is that what Trevor is doing with the 40 days is just testing your level of discipline. You're pushing the limits. You went on a hike this morning. You pushed your limits. Linda did a marathon a few months ago. You're pushing your limits. So all of us, in our own way, push our limits. And the fact that you've chosen not to drink any alcohol for the last few months is really testing yourself in terms of your own discipline, right?
So you're getting PR's approval, not mine.
I disagree with that. I think it's actually quite the opposite. I'm choosing to be normal, and you're choosing to drink. But so, like, you're saying I'm pushing my limits by not drinking. That's fucking crazy to me.
However, I can argue against that. You saying normal is totally not accurate. Human beings have imbibed alcohol longer than they have not imbibed alcohol.
Maybe.
So, I mean, maybe.
So,
At best, it's close.
When I say normal, I say that
fucking,
in terms of the way we as a group of friends operate, we have certain social lubricants that we kind of associate ourselves with. One of it is it's not just alcohol, but one of it is alcohol. It's a social lubricant. The other is dining out.
The biggest I have in my notes here to lead into this conversation, I have emotional eating and drinking.
Yeah.
Food is the biggest drug.
It is.
And cell phones is a fucking a close second runner up.
That's kind of what you just said is kind of PR shit to me. Like when you say emotional eating, drinking, all fucking everything that you do is emotional. Like our emotions control everything that we do from the time we wake up to the time we go to sleep. So when you say
at this moment, I could probably say I am the least emotional person that you have met in quite some time.
But that is driven by an emotion that you chose to make that decision.
No, I'm removing all the drama from my life.
If not for emotion, we would literally just be machines. Like the way that our brains operate, the emotion is what changes. Emotion is what switches the sails.
I agree.
Otherwise, we would just be machines. So the decision that you made to do this was emotional based on whatever you were going through in your life. That's fine. But to try and pretend as though that you made that emotional decision that brought you to some enlightened place where you're not making emotional decisions is wrong.
I'm not saying anything's enlightened. I'm saying I'm tired of drama. I feel like people are constantly on damage control and making decisions based on fear. And if you remove all these things, emotional eating, emotional drinking, emotional masturbation could be anything at this point, like or porn, Instagram, food porn, like flicking through your phone and getting a serotonin dump off of utilizing this technology for just pure pleasure. All of that's gone. And I do feel like I'm functioning like a machine.
Well, I stand on a weird place because a lot of the things you just mentioned, I think, come from everybody's, as I've stated many times, we all wake up in the morning and live the same fucking miserable existence. And all we're doing is looking for shit that offsets that. That is one part of it.
Real quick, I agree with that, but I agree that most people have learned to start shit to entertain themselves.
I mean, start shit or jump into shit that's already there.
Create problems that don't exist.
Oh, I mean, dude, scratching an itch is all that is. People fucking starting drama and shit is like, I need to fucking do something. Like, I hate the misery of boredom is a true misery. But what I was saying from the beginning is that for you to say that you've created some level where now you don't have to drink, you don't have to fucking eat angry, you don't have to do this. All you are doing is justifying the original emotional decision you made to jump into that.
So can I just
So it's
jump
equal. It's rad. If that's what you want to do, man, I'm not judging you. But what I'm saying is that it's equal. It's not transcendent, okay?
If that's what you want to do is in and of itself, like, that's what you want to do, bro.
I mean, you don't like that answer, but that's the only answer that corresponds with what you're saying.
I'd like any answer. I'm just identifying your perspective on it.
So here's there's a theory around this, right? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's a theory, right?
Sounds like a fucking Audible free book.
No. It's a theory around how we take care of certain things. So we have a knee-jerk reaction to a lot of things, right? Our knee-jerk reaction initially is that we want to take care of ourselves and our immediate family around us. That's kind of the knee-jerk reaction. Thereafter, once you've taken care of those immediate needs, you take care of your community. And once you've taken care of your community, you start looking at other things. And the highest level that one can get to is where you achieve what I think, and I'm not suggesting at all that you are there, but the idea is called self-actualization.
I mean, I got to tell you, the fact that he's more into your fucking idea, doesn't that undercut it a little bit to you?
No.
I
see where you're going.
Here's the thing is that
the fact that he's so supportive would tell me immediately that you're doing something
I'm
wrong.
not at that level yet, right? I am absolutely not at that level. But where you actually have no... when he says he's not emotional about anything, right? There is a concept of self-actualization where people that get to that level honestly don't have any sort of emotional connection on issues because their thoughts are so deep. And I know it sounds so insane.
Yeah, can you listen to this?
But it is where you get to. You get to that point where you actually don't have...
make you feel good about yourself?
No, I mean, I'm identifying a little bit with it because I want to say 99% of the shit that happened in my life this last week is absolute garbage, waste of time, crap that people just drummed up.
Got that right.
To create entertainment for themselves in this weird sadistic fucking way. And I am choosing to observe it and be unattached from it and do something else with my time.
I mean, truthfully, what you're choosing to do is to fucking not kill yourself and to deal with what's coming at you and processing it in the best way that you can possibly
So part of the idea of
that's really what you're doing.
So part of the idea of getting into this concept of self-actualization, because it is a phenomenon. There are people that have
can't
tried,
wait to hear that. This is so great. Thank you. Please
they
continue.
They do abstain from sex.
Like I think everybody's listening to this. This just continue.
So part of one of the most consequential ideas of achieving self-actualization is abstaining from sex. It is seen as the ultimate discipline that you can have. So yes, you can become, no meat. You can decide to choose to become complete vegetarian.
Easy choice.
Yeah, that's what I say. A lot of them, as they approach that level, they get to.
I was just throwing in a comment to help you build.
Could you do this at all? If there was some sort of reward at the end, just for fun?
I mean, I could do fucking anything I want to do, but
would you? Like if there was like a money prize at the end or anything, or like
money doesn't fucking matter.
Bragging rights, like
not
if you
really.
If you
I don't see the purpose. If I were given a purpose for which I can honestly not identify, it'd be something that I do think that I have a high threshold.
You'd
for
have
pain.
better hair.
That's impossible, my friend. This is some good hair right here. You can't deny that shit. Come on. Look at that shit.
He's not
But
there yet.
honestly-
so you got to say that the levels when you trying to push yourself, which is what you're doing, you're pushing yourself, you're pushing the boundaries, you're saying that nobody else has been able to achieve this. I'm going to do this for yourself. You're not doing it
No.
for anybody else.
So what I was saying was that I think orgasm is the same as hunger or thirst. It's something that your body has to go through. And to make the choice of holding your body back from natural orgasm is the same as going, you know what I'm going to do? Because of God, I'm going to not drink water for 30 days. Like, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
to
but
do that, to me, means nothing.
Those
Like,
disciplines,
it just doesn't
though,
prove anything.
they
to me.
only.
But that's where we're different. He views orgasm as a thing that's like some granted bonus of being alive, and therefore he should abstain from it.
Here's how I.
Orgasm is a fucking natural. Like, you have to do it.
I
if
agree.
you don't do it, it's going to happen.
I agree with that, but what I would like to speak for myself on this deal. I am taking. I don't want to say societal norms, but like everybody right now is kind of at least in circles. Everybody's fucking everybody, and they're using it as this tool just to generate. I'm trying to think how to pose this, man. It's being overused, and it's not the sacred union that it once was.
See, that is also where we disagree. I don't think that it's being overused and it's not sacred. I think that for all of history, it was underused. I think sex should be fucking as common as eating or drinking. It should just be fucking party time. And where we really differ is that until, recently, having sex had real consequences. Like diseases,
Sure.
pregnancy. Those things have been eliminated, where now you can take steps where you could have sex all the time and there is no fucking
I'm
ramifications.
reimagining the not purpose of sex, but like, so I think that there's a disintegration in this space currently with a lot of people, because sex is first and foremost intended to create another life. Like, bottom line, the point
when you
in
say
sex,
first and foremost and created, I have a problem with both of those words.
I know you have a problem with it, but
with those words. I don't think it was created by anybody. I think that
it is there
Yes.
for reproduction.
procreate.
fair enough. And that I don't disagree.
The orgasm is nice icing on the cake for the deal, and that's
I disagree with that. It's not icing on the cake. What it is an evolutionary response to force us to do it.
right. But my point is, if you're just having sex to have sex and not reproduce, you're misusing that energy. And if you're having sex constantly and not intentionally going after procreation, that is a extreme misuse of creative energy.
Dude, truth be told, none of it fucking means anything. Like, it's all complete nightmare. But the reason I wanted to mark is I think this is a symptom. This is you seeing what life is and how terrible it is, and you shifting to try and make it mean something and give something extra.
I really don't see the meaning right now, honestly.
Then why would you sacrifice?
Why would
that?
why would I meaninglessly?
No, I didn't say that. Wait, you said that. But what I would say is, if truthfully you see no meaning or anything that I'm saying, why would you sacrifice anything?
I don't feel like that. So humans are kind of one of the only entities that can sacrifice through pain with the idea of a benefit on the other end.
Humans are really the only ones who could truly sacrifice because we understand that it all comes to an end. Nothing else understands that it comes to an end.
The interesting thing is that, and I know
I
that
mean, really,
we've
I don't
talked
wanna
about this.
interrupt you.
I want to say, firstly, before he answers the question, though, is that there's a theory, and I've mentioned
you're
the
throwing him
theory.
softballs. You're giving him a time to think
I'm
about
saying that there's a theory called Maslow's hierarchy.
Please.
And when you
hit me with Maslow's hierarchy. I beg of you.
So you never actually feel that you're making a sacrifice.
There is no fucking sacrifice. Like, that's...
So here's the thing, right? When I am at my level of saying that I'm going to do for my community, and not Nick, Trevor has said to me many times, why do you do the things you do for the community, right?
Yeah.
And I said to him, because I get my energy from doing good stuff for the community. I expect nothing in return.
So now that he's given you these fucking answers and he's fucking pitched you and given you minutes to think about your answer.
No, I'm saying that I don't appreciate the level that he's at the moment. I think it's a sacrifice. He, on the other hand, is saying to us, it's no sacrifice.
Me, him, all of our listeners know that you believe that the greater good means something to you. Like, we all know that.
Yes.
We know.
But I'm not at the level of saying I don't care for myself.
I'm asking about you.
What's the question?
If you really don't think that it fucking matters, why would you sacrifice? Why would you ever sacrifice anything? If the only thing you have is this existence, why sacrifice?
So
you've spent now, by your own admission, twice before, now 3 times, 40 days. That's 120 days. That's 3 months. 4 months? That's 4 months of your life that you've spent not having an orgasm on purpose.
Yeah.
There will come a day where you're sitting in a fucking retirement home, looking out the window at some young person about to run or jog or whatever, and you go, shit, that guy can go have an orgasm. I'm 90. The ship sailed for me. So, like, what I'm saying is that you knowing that, why would you ever give up substantively a third of the very few years that you have to have an orgasm? Like, I'm interested in that.
It's not a third. There's no way it's
a third of a year.
It's a drop in the bucket.
Well,
but in any case, maybe let's go back to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a more applicable term. I'm stuck on sacrifice right now, trying to identify like what is the definition of sacrifice.
Is the Creed song going through your head?
I'd never listened to Creed. I fucking hate
You've never
Creed.
heard
I have
My
no
Sacrifice?
No, I have not. And I really would not. I would like to sacrifice not listening to that song.
Fair enough.
So maybe sacrifice is not the correct label for this. It is redirection of energy.
Okay,
so,
fair enough.
But the only thing that really comes to mind is I'm sacrificing one field of energy to concentrate on another field.
Well, that's redirection.
I think maybe from your perspective, aren't grasping that it really isn't like dying on the cross. Or what's the idiot, like dying on the hill? Dying on the hill?
Well, dying on the cross was Jesus Christ.
What's dying on the hill?
Dying on a hill is saying this is where I stake my claim. Like, I will either win this or I'll die.
So
that's dying on a hill.
I think the power that you are giving that part of our lives, sex and orgasms, isn't necessarily my perspective.
Fair.
And all I'm doing is reallocating energy. It's actually a kind of an ancient form of like alchemy.
And that's another. So here's where we differ. I don't believe in any of that shit. What I'm saying is that I'm not giving some higher power or anything to orgasm. You enjoy orgasm, correct?
Nor I.
You enjoy orgasm?
Of course.
So would you ever say that you've physically been compelled to orgasm? Let me ask you that.
What do you mean?
So I have been. Like, I can tell you the first time I ever had an orgasm, I was so young, I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing. It was instinctual.
Yeah.
It was something that had to happen.
Yeah.
So my question is, like thirst or hunger, do you feel as though orgasm is something that has to happen?
I think it contributes to a healthy lifestyle.
But you don't feel as though it's something your body has to do, like drinking water.
No.
Okay. I disagree with that.
Okay.
And the reason why is because when I first did it was something that fucking had to happen. And why I'm drawing the distinction is because when you say you're stopping it, you're sacrificing your physical body's need to do it for some higher purpose. That I don't believe
Not
in.
higher purpose, other purpose.
Well, the good thing about the thing that when you do this transition, though, and I only know the theory, so I can't say I know.
Yeah, if this conversation is
practically.
lame, I can argue anything.
I can say that I only know the reality is that I don't know anyone personally other than Trevor that has chosen to make this kind of transition, and when they make this transition, it is such a hard thing to say you are making a sacrifice, because the transition in itself is you get to that point where it's no longer a sacrifice, it's just an evolution. It is natural.
I got to tell you, it doesn't, the way he talks about it, make you question what you're doing.
No.
Like if I made a choice and he was talking about it this way, I would be like, maybe I shouldn't be doing it because PR believes in it this way.
I don't know.
Potentially if it was my first time, but I've already gone through this before.
Yeah,
So,
but I'm not even saying that I believe. I've never done it. I have not believed in it. But I've said I've read enough, and I've shown you the idea of this Maslow's hierarchy, where somebody attains a level of self-actualization where they do not do anything any longer for their personal gratification.
Well, let me go to the crowd that we have, if you guys don't mind. You guys mind? We good?
No?
yeah.
So when it comes to being a man, I do think that orgasm is something that it's like thirst. It's like water. And it's so easy for a man to do. It's ridiculous. For a woman, what is it? Like how is it? I think maybe.
Are we talking about orgasming?
Yes, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about. So Trevor has taken a sacrifice of 40 days and 40 nights.
We might need to
without having an
relabel the
orgasm.
sacrifice thing.
Or a choice, personal choice of not having an orgasm for 40 days, 40 nights. Now, what I'd say is that for a man, this is my masculine view, is that for a man that's really difficult. In fact, I can argue that if I spent 40 days and 40 nights not doing it, my body would just do it anyway. Would be the art while I'm sleeping, just so you guys know. So for a woman, is that? I feel like it's much harder to achieve for a woman, and I think women maybe.
You think an orgasm is harder for a woman to achieve? Is that what you're?
Yes, I think an orgasm is harder for a woman than a man. Is my guess.
I think I disagree.
I think where Nick is going with it, though, is that without having decided to make those commitments, it's so difficult.
No,
to
where I was going
even
with
go
it is that Trevor's made a choice based on Yahweh or the fucking universe or whatever to deny himself something that is overwhelmingly a physical response. He's chosen not to do that in sacrifice of the idea that he wants to gain.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But can I just say that what you and I are doing is theorizing. It's like what you do with me all the time is theorize my thoughts about kids.
No.
When you haven't had kids.
All I do is point out facts for you.
Yeah.
You do the rest.
Yeah.
It's easy.
So you say to me, this is what kids are. They're awful and everything.
They are.
And I
That's
have,
a fact.
And I have kids, and I can't imagine my life without them.
Of course, because you have kids. If you didn't have kids, it'd be a fact. There is nothing positive about it.
Yeah, and I can say that in my life, without kids, my life would be an absolute misery.
Wow,
It would be
sad,
would be as bad as yours.
So to redirect my energy, but without taking away from the creative part of what the universe will provide for me.
Yes.
I have fully focused on learning breathwork and circular breathing.
Circular breathing. What does that mean?
So you can move air out of your mouth, simultaneously inhaling through your nose.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Uh,
Really?
Yeah.
You
Simultaneously?
can do that?
Simultaneously. I'm working on it. So right now,
I mean, that actually sounds kind of rad.
so it's very you have to use your core, you have to use your diaphragm. I'm starting small. I get a coffee cup full of water, and I started with a small straw, and the straw is slowly getting bigger, so I'm moving more air, and you blow bubbles into it. I sit there now I'm doing 10 minutes straight of circular breathing where constant bubbles are going, and at certain intervals, I
Do you think, as a drummer, you have a competitive advantage
no.
over the rest of us?
Good question.
No. I think maybe
No, because
a singer,
a drummer,
singer or
as a drummer, you are doing the feet and the hands
Yeah.
at the same
Yeah.
time, and those coordinations just don't normally. It's not an actual coordination.
Right.
So you think is that an advantage for you?
I don't think so. I think anybody can do this.
What you mean? Inhale and
Yeah.
and oh,
So-
I do think that's intense.
So
I think that's tough.
The idea is I'm tired of meditating to clear my mind and just laying down and listening to music or silence. So this is my form of active meditation where if I'm fully focused on my breath work, I'm really not thinking about anything else. And it's pretty, after 10 minutes, you get a little buzzed. The way that you breathe, you end up saturating your body with oxygen or depleting of oxygen. So there's at the tail end, you're dizzy. And I didn't think about anything for 10 minutes.
It's pretty awesome.
So do you have like a goal eventually for the greater good, of mankind?
Well, yeah. So a lot of the stuff that's coming about right now is little tidbits of pop culture, society bubbling up that I feel like throughout my lifetime, as I see an issue or a problem as far as I'm concerned, I do the exact opposite. So instead of getting on a soapbox and telling people what not to do, I embody it. And right now, I really do see. So there is the Ozempic epidemic is fucking full force. Have you seen all these before and after pictures of celebrities and they're making fun of them because of Ozempic face? So when you take Ozempic, you're losing more muscle mass than anything, and that's fucking dangerous. It's extremely dangerous.
I want to go on the record as thinking this hilarious because in 5 years, if anybody listens to this fucking podcast, they're going to think that your ideas of Ozempic are so antiquated and ridiculous.
Why?
Like it's going to be just part of the normal.
So you're saying
zeitgeist.
Ozempic's going to become mainstream?
I think-
It's going to be the same as like he thinks it's cheating.
I
It's the
think
same as-
I think this is going to be like what was the weight loss drug that a shit ton of people died? Fin. I think that there's going to be so much repercussion from this. We're already seeing it now, but in 5 to 10 years, it's going to be an epidemic, man.
fair.
So instead of playing into it or lecturing people on what it's doing to their body, I'm changing my body in the right way. I laid off the booze, and I'm eating only what I need to eat, like a fucking machine, to say, hey, like, let's do this the right way. And I feel that PR has been. You say that like talking about apple cider vinegar. Inadvertently, hopefully, I have influenced that's the start of what the greater good would be. So, I don't want to go into too many more details about all the other things, but there's a lot of shit bubbling up, like little fucking zits right now, as far as our local community and society.
Ooh,
And,
I like this.
and I'm shifting myself
I like it.
to lead by example.
What zits do you have for a local community?
Well, I mean, everybody's talking about fucking Ozempic. I mean, we could go.
Well,
we
I
could,
mean, that's not really a local. I thought you meant. So
no, I mean it's global, but I'm think global, act local kind of deal. Like there are people that we know that are using this stuff, and I'm thinking about them, like our local community.
I mean,
I'm thinking about people that come into the barbershop that are blatantly, like, from 1 month to the next, they come in and they look fucking scary. They and it's not healthy. They do not look healthy skinny. They look like they're gonna fucking drop dead.
Well, so what I can say about that is that if you weighed 280 pounds and now you weigh 180 pounds, it may be, although Ozempic has made you unhealthy in certain ways, your net gain
it's a fucking
more
ban-
healthy
it's
than
a
you
bullshit. It's a bullshit fucking band-aid.
were. You just don't like it. You just don't like it because it's not personally
No,
responsible.
no.
You don't like it
It's-
because it's not pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Correct.
That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, no, I do like.
But the problem is when you
It's
take
fucking
that argument.
I hate damage control. I hate
You
with
just
a fucking
hate.
capital
You just
H,
hate the
man.
fact they got to lose weight without fucking working really hard to do it.
It's
That's what you don't like.
if you cheat the system like that, it's gonna come back on
Exactly.
you. No, it's gonna come
You
back
think
on you
that,
tenfold.
but there's a million arguments I can make, dude. Like in the fucking 1930s, people were like, "Oh, only strong people survive fucking polio." But then antibiotics came out, and a lot of people were like, "That's cheating, taking a fucking pill when we should just be strong enough to fight polio." Like it's like time is what's going to change that.
I would disagree. To the point that I would say that there's a reason why certain drugs are created, and there are people with insulin issues that need to take it. However, there are the rest of us that are taking it for vanity purposes, and we don't have any insulin resistant issues. We taking it because we feel we're overweight, and
mean,
it's all relative.
What my belief is every drug that's ever been made and will ever be made comes with side effects. Every single
yeah,
drug.
but-
And if you as a human being are willing to accept whatever the side effects are to gain the benefits, what the fuck? Who the fuck am I to judge your decision to
here's
take
the
that
thing
drug?
Is that here's the point that I want to make though, is that if you're wanting to achieve that objective, whatever that is, in order to achieve that objective, it means you need to follow and become really disciplined in your life. And when you take Ozempic or just one of those kind of fast solutions, there's no discipline. You are cheating the system.
which is making our fucking society.
I mean,
crumble.
you guys are good. Oh, it's time. Hit me.
Yo, it's time for mother licking Funkler.
Whoa, we just
Ooh,
transitioned straight
Funkler,
up.
baby. Funkler, baby. So yesterday I did record store day. Record store
tell
day.
us more.
So twice a year. I think it's April and November. There's record store day, which is a national for the record stores. They do a
You
drop.
mean vinyl? You got, like a
Vinyl records, yes.
vinyl
Yeah.
records? Oh my god.
So I went to first. I
Nice.
went to Remix, which is next to what used to be Conrad Shanty. It's now called Rogan's.
Yeah, Trevor has taken me in there once.
I mean,
Yeah.
since Trevor's been sober, I don't go to Conrad's anymore. It fucking feels weird. Anytime I walk in there, like, where have you been? I'm like, well, Trevor doesn't drink anymore, so I, go elsewhere. But so Remix, I went to. It's pretty rad. I ended up getting a record store drop Stone Temple Pilots live album. The only reason I got it is because there was a crease in the fucking cardboard. The guy was like, yeah, this one didn't, like all the Stone Temple Pilots ones sold immediately. But they were like, there's a crease in the side. I go, yeah, I don't care. I'm going to actually listen to the record. So I bought it. Then I went to Park Avenue CDs, which was unbelievably fucking packed, out of control. We walked around, enjoyed the experience, but didn't buy anything. I went to Red Light and had a drink, for which I'm excited now to go back because I've heard the food's really good. Ed, the Wizard Ed, has told me.
Red light?
Red Light, yeah, over on Corinne. We left there and went to 1010 Brewery. I was with my wife and then also Christian, who keeps score for me, and her boyfriend, Brian. We went to 1010. That's where I got a record store drop album from Sade.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like Sade.
Oh, yeah, baby. You know that's right.
She's
you know
hot.
that's right. It's baby making
She's
music
hot.
right there. So that was my Saturday. Sunday, I partied, or Saturday after that, I went and took a nap watching the Masters is what I did. So
This is my favorite weekend or week of the year.
wow,
With
really?
the Masters. Yeah, with the Masters.
Everybody listening, mark it. That he's so fucking positive about every weekend, but this is your
No, this is the favorite.
Masters
This
weekend is your
this
favorite weekend.
It was one of the things on my bucket list that I would go to the Masters. And in 2018, I went to the Masters. I was there on a Sunday.
It's true that the sandwiches, I've heard,
Are
are
$1.
still $1.50
Yeah.
for an egg salad sandwich, for which eggs, as we know, are crazy expensive right now.
No, they've managed to keep the prices down, but it's so cold. It's crazy when you're leaving Florida and you're flying up to Augusta.
You flew? You didn't drive?
No, we flew and then we rented a car.
Wow.
But you get there and it is really cold. So I was there with shorts and a t-shirt. I didn't carry a jacket. Eventually I had to buy. But one of the beauties of going to Augusta is you end up doing all the shopping, right?
Of course.
So yeah, the Sunday I was there at the Sunday. It was absolutely fantastic. But today is one of my favorite days of the year.
Who do you think's going to win?
Well, you know what? I haven't looked at the score yet, but I'm thinking Rory McIlroy has to do it.
I think it's McIlroy.
It's his year, man. It is his year.
What about you, Trev? What have you been up to?
Nothing.
Chilling?
Breathwork.
Hard chilling?
We're
In and
working
out of keto?
In and out of keto. Drinking apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar. Did I
Sounds like
tell
a
you?
dream. I love it. How we doing on time, bro?
Rory is well ahead. He's on 12 under.
He's 12 under. What's DeChambeau?
9 under.
Actually, I call him Douche-Chambeau.
Yeah, I
is
don't
what
like
call
I
him.
don't like DeChambeau.
Douche-Chambeau.
But let me tell you one of the things that we did together this week.
Me and you?
You and I and
right.
Linda and the Intuitive Muse. We were all at the Vinyl Night.
Yes, hit me.
Yeah.
We
They-
did.
They were celebrating their 2 years of Bang & Olufsen.
Ah, man. Tony does such a good job over there, man.
Yeah,
it really does.
It was a great.
I encourage
a great
everybody
evening.
second Thursday of every month for the fucking vinyl night. So great there.
I would
Check
say
it out.
the two institutional things to do every month of the year is second Thursday is the B&O vinyl, and the third Thursday
Hop Hannibal.
Hop Hannibal. Come on.
I mean, if it's a Thursday,
Golf clap.
golf clap.
if it's a Thursday,
For the
you need to be
Masters.
like, wait a minute, should I be at Hop Hannibal or B&O?
yes.
Yes.
Or not? Like, but every Thursday should be the thought. Yes.
You should probably also not miss Nick's trivia shows on Wednesday.
everyone. I mean, Wednesday night's the best night of the
that
week.
goes without
I think.
saying.
31 teams we had this last week. It was a rager, wasn't it? Wizard Ed? Yeah.
And you won't believe that next week is my 8-week haircut at the Atomic
Wow.
Barbershop.
You only
my.
get your haircut every 8 weeks?
8 weeks. Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't have the kind of hair that the three of you have.
I don't want to get old, man. It fucking makes me want to kill myself. I love my hair so much.
So I'll be at Atomic next week, Thursday, for my.
We should make
I'll see
that
you
a
there.
celebration.
2
That's
months
only 6 times a year. That's terrible. But cool for you, I guess.
Hey, listen, I'm glad I could go to the barbershop.
I guess you're right. You know what? It's better than the alternative, right?
Yes.
Just shining it up.
All right, let's wrap this sucker up. You guys got any parting advice?
I don't know, man. I say try to enjoy every single moment because at some point you're going to be in a hospital bed knowing that everything is terrible, everything great is behind you. So enjoy the moment that you have now.
Okay. PR?
I say that celebrate each day like it's your last. Live each day like it's your last.
Kind of what I just said, but whatever.
My advice is quit fucking your hand.
I don't fuck my hand.
You don't?
No. I have a whole mechanism. Listen, dude. I only go around this fucking shit once. I have a whole machine that
I think
takes
I may
care
just
of
have another Jaeger bomb.
my
Yeah.
needs. But
All right. Hey, thank you for listening. As always, with me, DJ, the Young and the Restless, and the Prince of Misery. We hope you enjoyed this. I guess. Special thanks, as always, to the Wizard of Ed. Let's see. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe. Come to Fiddler's Green sometime and say hi.
get your haircut at Atomic Barber Company. It's fucking rad.
Call Nick Sadula up when you need to get out of the pokey. Anyway, drive fast, take chances.
See you in the promised land.
Oh.